Welcome back to the TokenTrends Weekly podcast. I'm your host, Max Ledge.
And I'm Sasha Coin. Great to have you with us.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into something that's really shaken things up in DeFi, especially with some huge recent news.
That's right, Max. We're talking about the Pyth Network.
Our mission today is to unpack how it's delivering ultra-fast, high-quality, verifiable market data directly onto the blockchain.
And without the usual headaches, which is the key, it feels like it's not just about speed, but about building a whole new level of trust for digital finance.
Exactly. So, to start, what was wrong with the old guard? Why did DeFi even need another oracle?
Great question. The legacy oracles were holding DeFi back. The first big pain point was just pure speed.
How slow are we talking?
Updates could take 10 minutes, sometimes even an hour. In crypto markets, where prices move in milliseconds, a 10-minute delay isn't just slow, it's dangerous.
You're talking inaccurate prices and huge arbitrage risks, totally unusable for anything high frequency. And Pyth's goal is what, sub-second?
They're aiming for updates every 400 milliseconds. It's a completely different world.
Wow. What was the next issue?
Coverage and availability. Developers often couldn't get data for the assets they wanted or on the specific blockchains they were building on. It really stifled innovation.
Makes sense. If you can't get the data, you can't build the app. And the third problem?
Sourcing and quality. It was often murky where the data was actually coming from, usually scraped from third-party aggregators. It was hard to verify and hard to trust.
And when you have potentially billions locked in contracts, trusting your data feed is everything. So this is where Pyth makes its big shift with first-party data. What does that mean?
It's a fundamental change. Instead of scraping data, Pyth goes directly to the source, major exchanges, trading firms, market makers, and incentivizes them to contribute their own proprietary data.
So it cuts out the middleman entirely.
Precisely. And that gives them skin in the game. For DeFi users, it means you get data straight from the horse's mouth, which is a massive win for quality and reliability.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics. How does this all work?
These institutions, the data providers, send their price info into the system. The key is having multiple providers for every single asset.
That creates redundancy and makes the system resilient against manipulation.
Exactly. If you only rely on one source, it's vulnerable.
And all these data streams flow into what they call Pythnet, which is its own dedicated blockchain?
That's right. It's a proof of authority chain built for one job, crunching price data with maximum speed and efficiency.
And how does it crunch that data? What if one provider sends a totally wrong price, like Bitcoin at $7,000 instead of $70,000?
The algorithm is designed for that. It uses a weighted median that's highly resistant to outliers. That $7,000 report would essentially be ignored.
Smart. And I heard it also provides a confidence interval. What's that for?
It's the network's estimate of uncertainty around the price. It gives smart contracts a built-in safety margin. Like, don't liquidate someone if the price is within this uncertainty range.
That's a huge risk management tool. So Pythnet generates these prices. How do apps on other chains like Ethereum get the data?
This is the other key difference. Pyth uses a pull model. Instead of constantly pushing updates and racking up gas fees, applications pull a price update only when they need it.
On-demand pricing. That must be way more gas efficient. And they use Wormhole to get the data across chains?
That's the one. Wormhole acts as the secure transport layer, getting the price updates from Pythnet to over 100 different blockchains.
Incredible. So this brings us to the really big, headline-grabbing news, the U.S. government partnership.
Yeah, this is monumental. The U.S. Department of Commerce has chosen Pyth Network to publish official U.S. economic data, like GDP and inflation figures, directly on-chain.
Wow, that is massive validation. The actual U.S. government putting its economic stats on public blockchains. Where will that data be available?
Across 9 major blockchains to start, but accessible to potentially over 100. The goal is to increase transparency and make this crucial public data more verifiable.
The market certainly reacted. The Pyth token jumped over 70% on the news. So, looking forward, what does all this mean for the future?
Well, Pyth's vision seems pretty grand. First, more DeFi expansion, bringing new asset classes like energy prices or treasury rates on chain.
And their architecture is built to scale to potentially tens of thousands of price feeds.
Exactly. And finally, broader adoption. That Department of Commerce deal is likely just the beginning.
It really raises a bigger question, doesn't it? If critical data can be shared this way, what else could be transformed? Scientific data, public records?
It could truly reshape how we trust and interact with information itself. A really thought-provoking future.
And on that note, that's all the time we have for today. It's been a fascinating deep dive. Thanks for tuning in to TokenTrends Weekly.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration into the crypto world and beyond.